In this video, we're going to walk through 3 ways to improve your retention with New Year's resolutioners and some specific tactics to help you make it all happen. Let's go. Hey there, my name is Daniel and welcome to another video on Uscreen Health and Fitness, where we help you make money with your fitness content online. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to make more money doing what you love with health and fitness, go ahead and start right now by subscribing to this channel and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. It's a new year and your business has likely seen some benefit from all the new year, new me people out there. The gyms are more crowded than they've been in a year and everyone is happy. For now. Well, I've got a home gym, so I'm gonna stay happy because it never really gets that crowded unless my 2-year-old son decides to try and lift weights with me. But in just a short amount of time, most of those people who are new to working out or trying to make a change will falter, give up, and then probably go back to their regularly scheduled programming. And what that means for you, your YouTube channel, and your video on demand business is high churn of new subscribers. But it doesn't have to be like that. This is your opportunity as a fitness business owner to try doing things differently and keep more of those New Year's resolutioners. Let's talk about 3 things you can do right now to improve your new member retention in 2020 and beyond. First and foremost, you need to know that when it comes to your community, most people are going to be lurkers. You'll be extremely lucky if 10% of your people comment or engage in some way, and that's really the very top end of things. For most communities, it's much lower than that, like less than half. This means that it's up to you to lead the way and cultivate an environment where as many people as possible are comfortable posting, sharing, and commenting. Here are some specific tactics that might spark some ideas for you. Create a challenge to kick off the new year. This will get everyone in your community on the same page with a focus for the days and weeks ahead. In fact, a 30 days of yoga challenge is exactly how Yoga with Adriene really started to gain traction and blow up. She's now on her 6th year of doing this, and it's something that her community looks forward to every year. If you do this type of challenge, it should be driven by more than just video content. You need to create a supportive community conversation around the challenge. These ongoing conversations may be the catalyst some of those lurkers need to hop on board and get engaged. It's ultimately your responsibility to foster those conversations to get more people involved. Share your motivation behind starting the challenge, or struggles that you've been through or are going through right now, and anything else that will get the conversation going in the group. Don't worry about getting everyone involved because most people are still going to be lurkers. Just run with the people who engage, do your part, and keep the conversation flowing. As a quick aside, these conversations need to happen in a safe space where your community not only talks with you, but are building bonds with each other. Sarah Beth Yoga, among many others, has a private Facebook group just for members of her program where they do all of this. There are no outsiders, just people leveraging the program and being an invested part of the community. You can also create tangible milestones throughout the challenge, or from a bigger perspective, milestones for your entire program. Then check in on the progress of individuals. A great example that comes to mind is actually the programming that I use in my garage gym. It's called Garage Gym Athlete and is heavily focused on functional form and fitness. There are a number of tracks offered, including the one that I use, which is called Hard to Kill because that's a goal I strive for. But within each track, there are 3 difficulty levels: Recruit, Established, and Competitor. So while you may start at Recruit, there are tangible milestones for every athlete to be able to progress to Established and finally to Competitor, with each level being progressively more challenging. There are check-ins from time to time and established standards for each that you have to meet before moving on to the next level of difficulty. With something like that in mind, you can ask questions or feedback in relation to whatever milestones you set in order to keep conversation flowing. And keeping all of this in perspective, be sure to help your members feel a sense of accomplishment. As a consumer of workout programs, it can be easy to get discouraged, especially in the early stages of working out. So praising highly active members or bestowing bragging rights for one reason or another are a great way to encourage and inspire your members. Another way to get people engaged could be to pair new members with a veteran mentor. If your time is stretched really thin, which is likely, you could pick some of your most engaged members and invite them to be mentors for your program. These people can take newbies under their wings and be responsible for answering their questions, helping encourage them, checking in on them, and being sure that they don't get lost in the shuffle and become just a number rather than a real person. Just break down new members by their last name alphabetically and assign them to a handful of your most loyal members turned mentors. One of the more fun ideas is to run giveaways or contests within your community. I actually love the idea of having a community bingo, and while I don't have my own workout program, I would absolutely do this if I did. Create a bingo card with specific video workouts on them, and when a member completes that workout, they can mark that one off of their bingo card. You can also have spots on the card for using specific recipes or performing recovery activities like a cold tub soak or athletic massage. You can offer prizes for getting both bingo and blackout, which is where they get every item on the card crossed out. But don't just offer up silly prizes. Offer up meaningful things like 6 months of free membership to your program or a pair of AirPods, things that will actually incentivize engagement. You want people to be invested in these giveaways and challenges. So really think about the answer to these questions. How much is a spike in engagement and retention worth to you? Is increased brand loyalty worth 6 months of free membership, which will cost you about $100, or a pair of AirPods for $200? I'll let you answer those questions for yourself. The last idea we'll talk about in this section is offering new or introduction classes for those joining your program and starting from zero. Often the biggest issue people have with working out is not knowing what to do or how to do it, or even knowing the lingo. But getting everyone on the same page and ensuring proper form is essential for your program for health and avoiding injury. You can alleviate this pain point by offering an intro class or even a course that will help people cover the basics and get on the same page before they move on to some of the more advanced and difficult content. It's easy for people to cancel a membership to something when they have no personal connection or ties to the program or people in it. As the creator of the program, it's your responsibility to establish those bonds with new members. There are a number of tactics you can employ to make that happen, and some of the things discussed earlier in this video are relevant here as well. Keep in mind, these are just suggestions, and there's no limit to the possibilities of what you can do and how you can do it to welcome people to your program and build meaningful relationships with them. People join these programs expecting them to be relatively impersonal, so establishing personal contact can leave a lasting impression. At scale, if you have hundreds or even thousands of members, getting one-on-one FaceTime with people can be almost impossible. Some of the more reasonable options include going live with your community on a regular basis to do either a Q&A or teaching of some sort, or both. Another similar avenue would be to host a members-only webinar each month. The next thing you can do to foster relationships is to thank your members and then physically show your gratitude. Thanking people for something is one thing, but showing your gratitude is another. Go above and beyond by welcoming members to your program with a free gift of some sort, whether that's a physical item like a Live Strong type wristband with your community's rallying cry on it, or even just a free resource like a nutrition guide or an ebook that will help members accomplish their goals. Something else you can do to build relationships is to offer support. This can take the form of an intro call for large groups of newcomers. Maybe once a month you lead a webinar welcoming new people to the program, do a walkthrough of the platform, and then answer questions. Talking to members on a webinar and even just saying, "John, I'm so glad you're here," or "Karen, I'm so happy you asked me that question," can leave a lasting impression. Allowing members to see your face in real time, hear their name spoken out loud, could make the difference in them staying or leaving. The last thing we'll talk about in building relationships is to reward long-term loyalty. Maybe after 6 months or a year or more of membership, you can reward people with a gift. That could be a t-shirt, a gift card, a book, or anything else that may be relevant and valuable to your audience. But I think the key here is to not publicize this. Let it surprise and delight them, and allow them to share about it with your community to make some other members jealous, and then give those newer members something to strive for. One of the last and most important things for new members to know and understand is that your program is not going to be stagnant. Having specific courses or tracks set up is great, but you've got to keep adding new content and new challenges for your customers to work through. It's your responsibility to make sure your members are aware of new content by posting in your community, emailing your members an update, posting on social media, and communicating via any other important channels to ensure you've done your part to spread the word. You could also create and show behind-the-scenes content. As you create videos and such for your program, you should share teasers and sneak peeks that give members a glimpse into the content creation process and excites them for what they can expect in the near future. Another way to keep things fresh is to share success stories. We all love seeing people succeed, and there will inevitably be people who join your program and take massive steps forward with their health and fitness. Brag on those people. Tell your community how awesome they are, and if they consent, share before and after pictures to really emphasize the effectiveness of your programs. This makes your content even more approachable for all of your new members as they see and understand that anyone can do this. And as I've previously mentioned, going live with your community is a great way to get people engaged, build relationships, and keep things fresh. Talk about nutrition in the new year and getting back on track after the craziness of the holidays. Talk about keeping a consistent and sustainable pace with workouts to avoid burnout and losing the progress you've made so far. Do you have any other things that you do to help retain new members that I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't seen my most recent video on how to create a YouTube sales funnel, you can click right here to watch that video. I think you'll find it really helpful. And to learn more about making money with your fitness content online, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and like this video so YouTube knows that I'm doing a great job. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.